You know which fan base did not bite their teeth, Anthony, this weekend? The Bills and the Chiefs fans, because man, those Buffalo Bills and those Kansas City Chiefs, why are we doubting them? These were the two teams that were favorited in the AFC, especially when it comes to the Buffalo Bills. Before I ask the question, Anthony, I've just got to tell you what these two teams did. First off, we got the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, shaky first half, did not look the greatest. But guess what happened? Second half against the Los Angeles Rams, against the defending Super Bowl champions, Josh Allen came in and routed the Los Angeles Rams. Just made this team not even look like a Super Bowl champion. I mean, the best thing that this team could do was throw it to Cooper Kupp. That was their best offense, was throwing it to Cooper Kupp. But man, the guy that got doubted the most is the man on the screen right now, number 15, Patrick Mahomes. Anthony, we were saying, what's he going to do without Tyreek Hill? Tyreek Hill got traded. Travis Kelsey can't get separation. Kermit decided to throw us 5 touchdowns, throw it to 9 different receivers, 0 interceptions. And these were against quality teams. They were going against the NFC West. They were going against the Rams. They were going against the Cardinals. People were saying, oh, this is the best division in the NFC West. And these two teams went out and dominated. And so, Anthony, Bills and Chiefs, do you agree with my statement? They are currently not just the best teams in the AFC, but the best teams in the NFL.
Well, the NFL, yeah, it's pretty easy. I don't think there's a lot of great teams right now in the NFC. But you look at the AFC, yeah, I think they're clearly a step ahead of the competition. I think above all, what the Bills were able to do the first game of the season on the road too. I mean, that was super impressive. I've been a big Josh Allen fan. He was my number one QB in that draft, and I mean, he's definitely proven himself. Stefon Diggs, I love to see him do well with Buffalo. I can't believe he's already in year 8. They said year 8. That I can't believe he's been in that long. But like the Bills are, and they lost Brian Dabble, who was I was he was on my short list of the next Vikings head coach. I think he's a brilliant offensive mind, and the Giants just won. I think in large part because of it. So even despite losing that, the Bills were able to still dominate. I think they're slightly ahead of the Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes, I think he's clearly the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
I don't want to say who's MVP right now, but man, he's put himself pretty far ahead in terms of that race.
Listen, if you guys gamble, just put Pat Mahomes money line to win the MVP. I mean, do it now before he becomes a favorite, because I think he was entering this year as like 4th or 5th best odds to win MVP. And like I said, this guy was doubted the most. But Anthony, is there someone else as a good old friend, Sean's View Entertainment? Haven't seen this man in a while. Said in the comments, Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl. Is there anyone else in the field? Is there anyone else? Because granted, yes, the Chiefs and the Bills probably had the most impressive wins, but was there a team that you saw where you're like, even though they had a close win or the game wasn't that impressive, that you said, you know what, Chase, I still think they're in the same level as Buffalo and the Chiefs? Sean's View said Tampa Bay, they had a big win over the Dallas Cowboys. I think we could probably put them in that category, but is there anyone else for you?
Well, I will say that mainly because they were my Super Bowl pick coming into the season. I'm a big Tom Brady fan. Age 45 season for him now. He officially is the oldest starting quarterback ever in NFL history. It's hard for me to doubt Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. I think at bare minimum, this is a playoff team, especially looking at what the rest of their division is like, and frankly, the NFC as a whole. I think they have a pretty, if the Rams are going to play like they did week 1, they have a pretty open path to the Super Bowl. And I mean, the Packers struggled, the Rams struggled. Those were 2 of the top teams last year. So if you put those 2 teams out, I mean, who's left for to be in the way for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers? I think the Buccaneers have a very good shot at getting the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady's 7-3 in the Super Bowl. Why should we doubt him now?
Yeah, that's true. And that's what makes Tampa Bay kind of like one of those teams that even though they might struggle, they might get caught up in New Orleans. Brady still has not beat those darn New Orleans Saints since moving to Tampa. But I'm gonna go with my team, Anthony. I think the Los Angeles Superchargers are part of that who else category. I really like what I saw from the offense. Justin Herbert looked good in the first half against the charge against the rival Raiders. I felt the Chargers went conservative with the play calling near the end. And then also the defense of the Chargers. Oh man, like great rushing defense. Khalil Mack was as advertised at 3 sacks, 3 tackles for a loss, 1 forced fumble, minus TJ Watt. Khalil Mack, I felt, was the best defensive player I was watching on that football field this past Sunday. So I'm going to go with my Chargers. And I also always put more weight into divisional games. I think, especially week 1, your team is tight. Your team is looking to show up. It's well, technically for the Chargers, it's more like a road game because there was like a lot of Raider fans. But you're showing up at home. You gotta perform. I always say divisional games are not easy, and I hate when NFL throws teams in divisional games week 1 because one, it already sets you back a little bit when it comes to your conference standings, and then two, well, it's a tougher game. These teams know you better than anyone else. They know your personnel. You play them twice a year.